Oh, that's right. We're back with Maximus and Spartacus and their parents, Ice-T and Coco. They're so cute down there. Now, speaking about your furry kids down there, now I know you have kids from another relationship, but you guys don't have kids together. Do you still hope to have kids one day?
Not yet, but real soon.
Oh,
because
really?
I told myself by the time I hit 35, so it's going to be soon.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
At least 5 more years, though. 35, right?
Nah, she just turned 35.
No, I just turned 35.
Oh,
and I always said to myself, once I hit 35, I'm really going to start going after it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I told her it's no problem. Whenever she wants, you just tell me, I'll dial it in. I make a baby through a brick wall.
Whoa.
Not a problem.
Well, that's good to know.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
He's like, what, do you want twins? I'll give you twins. What,
I can
you
just
want
dial them in.
no,
Twins, triplets, bam.
No, that's okay. Let's just start with one.
Well, maybe that would be the next reality show. The whole, you know, Ice loves Coco and the kids.
I think they're going to be
We did our
jealous,
reality. We did the reality thing. Reality shows are interesting. It's like after a period of time, it's interesting when you start, but after a period of time, normal people's lives, you loop. You start to do the same thing. And then what happens is the show wants you to do different things to entertain people, and it's not what you normally do. And that's when it starts to get corny. So at some point, you got to say, like when we did Ice Loves Coco, I feel, okay, everyone got us. You either like us or you hate us, and we move on to other things.
And
you know?
speaking of moving on, Ice, is it true that you all are talking to Ryan Seacrest Productions about a talk show?
As much as we could say, yeah, Ryan Seacrest was actually working with us prior to Ice Loves Coco. And then after the situation, when I said, okay, we're done with that. We're going to move to, he came back in. So he's back in, we're back in talks. But I said too much one time, and they said,
we can't talk about it.
But you can talk about it here.
I'll talk about the business. Like when you're doing deals, you shouldn't, people don't like you to talk because the person that does the deal, they want the bang of saying it happened.
Right.
So they don't want you to say it too soon. So it kind of hurts your money when you talk too soon.
So
you guys,
hypothetically, if you two were to have a talk show, what would it be about? What type of topics would you all tackle?
Every day we get people asking us questions. So we're gonna kind of interact with people that, I mean, kind of like Ice Loves Coco. Okay. It's like the advanced version of Ice Loves Coco.
Yeah,
You
just
see the
imagine
dogs.
if you walked onto our show and talked to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Or what you're getting right here. It'll be very raw.
you see the dogs.
But the thing of it is usually when you have someone, a female, you don't have that male next to her. So she runs off and says her theory, but the husband's not there.
Right.
Or vice versa. You got a guy who's an expert, but where's his woman? So putting both of us together, you get an interesting dynamic. You get both sides at once.
That's true. I like that.
right.
I'd tune in.
Yes.
Would you watch?
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready for it.
Ice-T, I've got to ask you about Law & Order SVU.
One of her faves.
It's one of my favorite shows on television. I watch it all the time.
It's a good interview.
And I've watched it for years. Did you have any idea it would become one of the biggest shows in television history?
No. It's my 5th show I've done with Dick Wolf. I started out with Dick Wolf doing New York Undercover.
That's right.
Back in the day. Naomi Campbell, all of us were on
Malik
there.
Yoba.
Yes,
I remember that.
And after that, I did Swift Justice. I did a Law & Order special. I had my own show called Players with Costas Mandler and Frank Hughes, and then I got the call for this show. And I wasn't really into SVU. I had never heard of it. I was like, I don't want to do it. I was living in LA. They said, come do 4 episodes. I did 4 episodes. It's been 15 years.
Wow.
So we're starting our 16th season.
What's it been like to play one character for so many seasons?
Yeah, Detective Tutuola.
It's kind of easy because I'm as far as you can get from a cop. You know, everybody knows that. But if you cast me as a street cat, you don't really get acting. So you cast me as a cop, you get a cop with an interesting dynamic. And I got over the cop hump by playing a cop in New Jack City.
I was going to ask you about that, but since we're there, let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were known for your music, your gangster rap music, and one song in particular, Cop Killer,
which was from Body Count, my rock band.
Exactly. That became, you know, a huge spectacle. People were calling for your head. They wanted you. They were denouncing you. Take us back to that period, and how do you go from being that guy to a cop?
Well, that's acting too. I mean, you know, when I make a song and I'm portraying this guy that kills cops, I'm not really killing cops. I'm portraying a character who went on a binge. So it's both acting. I'm not a cop. I'm not a cop killer. I'm Ice-T. Sitting here with Coco with 2 dogs.
There was a
So you just can't take this stuff literal,
right,
you know?
Right.
I can't arrest anybody.
But people did take it literally at the time. And again, people thought that you were advocating cop killing.
No, the song was a protest record about brutal cops. And at the time in LA, it was documented, the cops were out of pocket. They were out there just going crazy, getting away with murder. Thanks to a video camera, you guys got to see it. The world did. This was normal behavior for LAPD to beat people in the street. So I made a record about a guy who lost it and went after them, all right? It caused a lot of confusion. Now, was I asking people? The record was, I'm a cop killer. This guy was a cop killer, not let's go cop killing. You know, I mean, cops are just like normal people. They have bad days. You got good ones, you got bad ones.
Well, do you think your song helped or caused more attention around that situation?
I think it caused attention. I think the problem with my song wasn't the black kids, it was the white kids were singing along with it. And when all of a sudden you got me and I got 1 million white kids yelling cop killer, this is a dangerous scenario. You know, they don't want me to apply black rage into the community and let them understand what it's really about. So it's not really about cop killing, it was more about, it was a protest record against police brutality.
Okay.
Now here come around, you know, 20 years later, me playing the police.
Right.
They still bust me. I got arrested last year out here. They don't care. A lot of cops have an attitude like, oh, you playing a cop, you're not really a cop, and you making more money than us, acting like us. It's an attitude that goes along with them there. So I'm still the same, brother. You know, I can get it just like anybody else, you know, but...
What does get it mean?
Get shot by a cop.
Okay.
Or get abused by anybody out there. My life is not much different. See, the thing of it is, people think with celebrities the police act different. Sometimes the police go out of their way to show you that you don't get preferential treatment. So it's a 50-50 chance. Sometimes they'll say, oh, it's ICE, they give you a pass. Other times they're like, we're gonna prove to you you're not special. So that's why you see a lot of celebrities in a lot of drama sometimes. A lot of times cops are really overstepping their bounds.
Okay.
You mentioned New Jack City really quickly. Do people still come up to you and quote lines from that?
I think they mess with Chris Rock more because he was Pookie. He was the crackhead. So I know he's sick of that. I can remember one night we were doing a scene and we were up in Harlem and I think the cutest girls in Harlem showed up at the shoot that night. Everybody's out there. And Chris Rock looked at me and said, look, the night that all the pretty girls are here, I'm a crackhead.
I guess he didn't get any numbers that night.
Not that night. You know, it was funny, though. But we had a great time doing it. And for that to be one of my very first movies and it to stand the test of time as especially an urban classic, I was lucky.
Okay, very lucky. Yeah. Really quickly, I want to talk about your documentary, The Art of Rap, another classic. Yeah. Everybody from Big Daddy Kane to Chuck D to Kanye, Kool Moe Dee. How did you wrangle all of these major players in the hip-hop world, and why was it important for you to document their stories?
Because hip-hop now is really changed from where it started. It's very pop-orientated, you know. You got Katy Perry, all kinds of people are involved in hip-hop. But when I started in it, it was a very root culture based on change. You know, every Public Enemy, KRS-One, Ice Cube, we were trying to we changed the world to the point it is now. I think hip-hop set up Barack Obama for the presidency.
Absolutely.
Wow. You know, those kids that listen to us became the voters. And black people don't understand, but black people only make up 15% of the population in the United States. So Barack got in with white voters, probably hip-hop listeners. You understand? So now it's pop, and I wanted to show the root of it. So in the movie, I took my journey. I came to New York and connected with the Zulu Nation. I toured with Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, and all those people, and then I bring you back to LA. It's just my journey, and all I did was go to my phone book, and I just called up all my homies and said, would you be in a movie? And they said, come on, man, are you kidding me? There's one person that I didn't get, Busta Rhymes. who's a great friend of mine, and I was calling him all the time, and I was like, Buzz, I'm trying to get you. He's like, Ice, I'm over here, I'm in Miami, I'm moving. And then at the premiere, he watched the movie, he says, Ice, I'm buried in regret.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
I didn't make that movie.
Well,
so,
maybe he can make your podcast.
Yes, because you have to tell us more about this podcast. It's called Ice-T Final Level.
Yeah, it's called the Ice-T Final Level Podcast. You can get it on iTunes at Ice-T Final Level, or you can just go to icetfinallevel.com. I'm the first rapper to have a podcast.
Well, what's it been like to have it? You find it more freeing?
I don't get bleeped.
Right? You can just say anything.
You know, I
right?
could say anything. And first I didn't know about it, but then everybody was like, go for it. You know, there's hip hop. The hip hop is in the podcast, but no real MC has gone out and done it. So we set it up in my house, and I'm on the 6th podcast. We're getting crazy listeners, and it's just Ice-T raw. It's rawer than this. It's rawer than the records. It's my humor. It's everything. It's rawer than Iso's Coco. It's just me talking mess about all kinds of topics.
Yeah, he likes talking.
So, Coco, what do you think of the podcast?
Oh, I think it's perfect for him, actually, because like I said, he loves talking and he's very opinionated, so it gives him a chance to really like speak his mind.
All right.
Does he ever call you in like, what do you think about this?
She's in the background.
I'm in the background all the time. Yeah.
You chime in?
Yeah, I do chime in.
We're not big enough to have her on as a guest yet.
Okay. Soon
Oh,
come.
please.
Well, before you go,
we gotta talk about your
Yes.
music, because you know there's an entire generation that only knows you as an actor, but before all of this, you were a music man first and foremost, and you're releasing an album this year?
It's funny you say that, though, because if you watch Law & Order, 16 years, right? So if a kid is 18, I went on Law & Order when they were 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
So their reference point to me is really
It's just an actor.
skewed. Yeah, that's just it.
It's true.
I'm doing a new album with Body Count, the group that did Infamous Cop Killer. We got a record deal with Sumerian Records. It'll be out June 10th. The album is done. The album is brutal. It's called Manslaughter. I mean, it's based on what I think is the death of manhood. I don't think men are stepping up and being men anymore. And it's just hardcore Ice-T, and a lot of people say this is my best work. I went in, I got a record about hip hop called Pop Bubble Full of BS. Yeah, and one of the lyrics I say Obama did 8 years, cuz, and y'all singing about bottles and clubs. This stuff don't make no sense. Half of your fans can't pay their rent.
We want to talk more about this. You're just gonna have to come back when the album comes out. But before we go, you have to tell us more about the Coco and the Vanity Vixens. It's your next project, right?
Yes, that's my next project. Actually, I just started talking about it yesterday, so this is brand new news. Since Peep Show in Planet Hollywood in Vegas did so well, I did 10 months there, and we just figured there needs to be a burlesque show out in New York. So the choreographer Kellen of Lion King it's actually his show. He had it in Vegas, Vanity Vixens, and he had to stop that to do Lion King, so he's bringing it back out here.
When
So,
can we expect it?
May 12th is May 12th is the first show at Highline.
Well,
right,
you
we'll be
guys
looking
come back
forward to
again
it.
anytime.
Yes.
There's still so much to discuss.
Yes.
Manslaughter, Vixens, I love it.
And the
We love
dogs.
it. And the dogs.
Yes,
Thank you all
they
for
just shot
coming
for a
in.
cover themselves.
Yeah, they're on the new cover of Vogue. After Kanye and Kim, it's Spartan Maximus. It's gonna, they're going,
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
On that note,
Look at
we'll
this
be
is the
right
layout
back
right
with
here.
more Arise
Yeah.
Entertainment 360.